Greetings, comrades, and welcome to the Rad Gaming Podcast. I'm Pescador.
And I'm Jamsheed. And in this episode of the podcast, we talk about Respawn's new announcement for Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. And then we talk about Fortnite and how they've been combating Apex Legends with their latest update. And then we talk about the new genre that's been emerging on Twitch and how we think that this might revolutionize the whole Twitch genre itself.
This episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast is sponsored by Cento Fiore. Cento Fiore is a lifestyle fashion brand that sees beauty in cultural heritage and always strives to offer timeless and elegant styles. Visit cento-fiore.com to join the family. That's cento-fiori.com. So, let's slide into this podcast.
So, Pescador, I know that you got LASIK just a couple of days ago. How's that been going for you?
It's going. I do like the fact that I can see without my glasses. I can get up in the morning and look at the alarm clock and actually see it. It's kind of nice. The whole process wasn't bad. I kind of psyched myself out from the very beginning, though, and it was all because the surgeon that was doing it. And it's kind of a funny story. You hate hearing horror stories going into it, so I try to go in the positive mindset. I know a few people that got it done, and I went in. I literally got what is the little head, it's kind of like a net almost, like a hairnet kind of thing, but it's just like a little top they give me, and then they put stuff all around my eyes to make sure it's all sterile. And I'm sitting in the room, and someone walks out of the room before me, and I'm about to go into the room, and the doctor goes, "Yeah, something happened with him. He kind of moved, and we kind of did something. We're going to have to bring him in the next day." And I was like, "Are you serious right now? You just yeah, I'm up next." And he yells this out loud. So my heart rate goes from I honestly wasn't nervous, but as soon as I heard that, it just started shooting everywhere. I was like, oh my God. I'm going to go blind. And they bring me in, they put me down and put a whole bunch of numbing drops in there. They do both my eyes. It was pretty neat, but the worst part was that I get to smell burning flesh. And it sounds really weird because it is really weird. They put me on the table, they put this thing over my eye, it kind of goes dark, and then they make the little incision into my eye, the cornea, and then they bring the laser over you, and there's this green dot in the middle. They tell you look at it, and then these other red lasers kind of go around you, and then you smell like burning flesh with a little bit of humming.
Burning eyeball.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. Yeah, but
and you can probably hear all the machinery around you too, because I know those lasers can.
Yeah, they're a little loud, but
doesn't have a sounded or something. That's what I thought.
Yeah, something like that. But honestly, it wasn't bad. I'd do it again for sure. The only issue is I have really bad allergies, and after getting the surgery, you have dry eyes naturally. You have to put these drops in constantly, and I've been taking Sudafed, and it's been drying my eyes out so bad that I had to keep on putting these drops in, and the drops keep on so many drops in my eye, they just get goopy, and they go to close them, and I'll open them, and there's just strings of goop in between my I can see just strings, so I have to wipe them down now with eye wipes. But other than that, man, it's actually really nice, and I really enjoy it so far. But that's why my shades
you're
on.
Wearing sunglasses now. Yep. So what does that mean?
A little bit of light sensitivity, just because I have to have a little bit of lighting in this room, just directly at my eyes, and it's a little bothersome, but it's not that bad. I was fine the first day after, so.
Yeah, I just put my sunglasses on just to join you.
I know. I feel
I think
honored.
I'm going to have to probably take mine off because I can't. I already have a blue light filter on my screen, so everything's already a little bit dim.
Lucky you.
And then putting sunglasses on makes everything dark, and I feel like I'm talking to the Sith Lord over here.
Oh man, you're talking about the Sith Lord. Did you hear about Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order?
Yeah, I heard that Respawn's game, right?
Yeah, and they're actually releasing this game November 15th, 2019, and it's actually coming out for PS4, Xbox One, and PC, which I'm excited about. But from the trailer, we got a little bit of information. You play as a Jedi named Cal. This event, this time frame is actually in between if I remember, Star Wars 3, the Revenge of the Sith, if I remember correctly, and before Star Wars 4, which was A New Hope. I'm hoping I'm getting those names right, because I'm thinking about it, and I think that's what it is. But the crazy part is, you know, how EA has their hands in this game. This is their last chance to pull something off, and they said that they're not doing multiplayer, and they're also not doing microtransactions, which I'm extremely shocked about.
Yeah, I feel like everyone probably has the same reaction as me, or probably not everyone. A lot of people might, where they're a little skeptical. They're like, yeah, no microtransactions upon release, but, you know, after maybe like a couple months, the game all of a sudden has season pass, and all of a sudden they implement new.
Well, this is a straight single player game, so I don't know what they would do with it microtransaction wise. I mean, maybe they can do new maps or something or a new part of the story. I don't know. I don't know how this game is going to end. They did say they have new characters that they're going to show you. They have a new robot. They also have new or actually old faces that they're bringing back to the game. Like, you're going to know a few people that they pull into it. I'm just assuming Han Solo is going to be one with Chewbacca. Like, I feel like that's, or Yoda. Yoda's going to have to be in there. But just like those two people are that couple right there of Han Solo and Chewbacca are like, you know, they're in everything. And then also Yoda has to be in there.
Yeah, I can see like there's possibly going to be DLC that they're going to have microtransactions for. I can't imagine that the game is going to be released. Just the amount of games that are coming out now that have microtransactions, I can't see them wanting to fall behind at all on a release like this. You know,
yeah.
Especially with EA's kind of reputation. But at the same time, they don't want to, because they want their reputation to be like, yeah, we do sometimes make games without, you know, microtransactions. But the only thing is, if there's no DLC, the game will eventually kind of be played and be done, you know?
Yeah. But I mean, if EA pulls it off and does it fine, I mean, look at Fallout. I mean, yeah, they have had maps, or even look at Skyrim. Yeah, they've had expansions for the maps and stuff. New maps come out, new areas, all that stuff. But like, I would still play the original map, like the original game itself, like over and over again. If they do it right, I mean, people will still play it. But
right,
who knows?
I think they've got to find some way to, you know, bring in variety so that every time you play, it feels like it's the first time, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm playing the same story, but something different happened this time, or different endings, or I don't know what they're going to do. But I want to go to the next topic that we're going to talk about, which was Fortnite's new update now includes respawning. No pun intended, which is kind of the idea that Respawn brought into the Battle Royale genre with Apex Legends.
Yeah, I actually like respawning, because it kind of stinks, like, you know, joining in the game, you drop, you don't find anything right off the bat, and then you die. And it just stinks just sitting there watching your friends play for, like, you know, 20 minutes, and maybe they pull off a win, and you're just like, yay, I was there in spirit.
I guess because, like, there is the argument that, oh, well, it's just like watching a Twitch streamer. What's the difference? But I guess you went into the game hoping to play, and you didn't get to.
Yeah.
And being able to respawn, I guess, also gives like a new objective, because it incentivizes you to respawn. If your team is larger than the other team you're battling against, then you have an advantage. So I can imagine that that's something that would help. And I do like that they're trying to bring that into Fortnite. Like, other Battle Royale games are probably going to start trying to.
I saw some comments, though. Some people weren't happy about it, but I don't see what there's not to be happy about. I mean, it was a fantastic idea, and for them to realize it's a fantastic idea and try to do it themselves, I mean, why not?
Right. I think that might also be a contributing factor as to why Apex Legends was very popular. Because, like, yes, they did have a lot of marketing behind the game. Like, you have seen, like, Mr. Beast got, you know, a lot of, you know, money to sponsor and promote this game through his, like, you know, YouTuber Battle Royale. He's donated money to Shroud.
There's tons of streamers that they paid tons of, to throw out millions of dollars to be like, just play this for, like, 3 days. And then, you know.
Right. I mean, it definitely worked, but I think it also, like, they have to deliver on it. Like, there's definitely been a lot of games that have had that same effect where like they're like, oh, we got our big Twitch streamer, Dr. Disrespect to play a game, and then nobody really played the game because it wasn't that good. And I have seen where game developers have been kind of like, oh man, every time I try to get like a Twitch streamer to play the game, they play it and then nobody actually wants to play my game afterwards. It's like, well, is your game good? Because whenever you pay somebody to watch it, they do get to really see the game. They're almost playing it themselves. And if it's not a game that they want to play, then they aren't going to play it. So I think they have to also realize that just because somebody popular is playing a game does not mean that they want to play it themselves. Yeah. It's just like, Dr. Disrespect could be very entertaining while he's playing this game, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a reliable way to promote your game. But I think Apex Legends did it well, just because I feel like they have respawning and a lot of other things that they've kind of brought to the table with Battle Royale to kind of spice it up. Because I feel like a lot of people have been getting tired of Battle Royale. I mean, the genre itself kind of has been oversaturated now. I feel like every new game that has a Battle Royale mode, you're just kind of like, oh, that was expected.
Yeah. It's just like, a Call of Duty and even Battlefield just like joins the party with the Battle Royale. But I did see something really, really funny. I'm not 100% sure if this is true. I saw this on a post on, I think it was Twitter or maybe even Instagram. But it said that it showed a picture of how many people are actually watching people play Fortnite on Twitch. And they compared it to, they released a game called Uno. We've all played Uno, but they like have an online version of Uno. And they had more people watching people playing Uno than Fortnite, which blew my mind. And I honestly believe it to be true because I looked on Twitch and I saw like an outrageous number of people like doing that. So I didn't know it was such a huge thing, but apparently people play Uno. And now like it shows that, having this respawn could maybe spice up the gameplay for Fortnite, maybe pull some more people in.
I think that would actually be an interesting, turn of events with streaming on Twitch. Because I know a lot of people are always playing shooter games. Like I feel like the genres have always been the same, and I feel like if board games or card games are brought into like the video game online realm, like where people are playing. I know people have played, Monopoly and other card games online on Twitch, but they haven't been that popular. But I would love to see like a lot more of that in Twitch, because then you feel like there's a lot more like, I feel like those games are probably a lot more relaxing, where it's like, okay, you could sit there and talk with your viewers, but you can also play a game at the same time. And I feel like when you're playing competitive games, a lot of times there isn't that a lot of chat interaction, because you either want to play the game, like there's always that balance you have to find. But when you're playing like a card game, a lot of times there's a lot of like sitting and thinking and downtime to interact, and that's kind of what makes it fun, is that there's always that conversation that goes on between the players. Like if you're just playing just straight Uno and not talking, it probably wouldn't be as fun.
I mean, Uno can get pretty competitive too. I mean, so there's some games, man, there's some board games that can be pretty competitive and people don't pay attention. I know Risk is one of them. Like, I've heard friendships being lost over playing Risk. It's
for me, I don't think I've ever finished a game of Risk. I've always just had somebody just give up.
No, because I'm that person that actually were like, listen, you get one shot. I will be in an alliance with whoever in whatever, but I will never betray you. And that's the honest truth. I will never betray anybody unless they betray me. So like, if we like play a game of Risk together against like two other people and everyone's supposed to be for themselves, I will be an ally with somebody until the very end, and then we have to fight each other. I will be that person. I will hold true to my...
I know that one strategy with those kind of games is that if you want to have an alliance, if you betray somebody, then suddenly all your alliances for the next game and the game after that are no longer valid, and no one actually really like trusts you anymore. Yeah. Then becomes like that's like the only incentive to actually keep your alliance. But I know a lot of people they just shrug off alliances altogether because they're like, oh well, it's not as fun if I'm in an alliance, because
I know my one friend was so pissed off at me because I know for a fact it was my fiance, his wife, and him and myself were playing a big game of Risk, and he is the historian buff. Like, he actually went to school to be a history teacher, so like he has it in his mentality that he needs to beat everybody because like he is the mastermind. Like he knows Sun Tzu's Art of War, so like he's like, I got all this strategy and knowledge of past like war fours and things like that I should know how to like maneuver around this board pretty easily and take out everybody. But I put up such a wall of defense against him that I actually like kept on destroying his like defense with my troops, to the point that my fiance just swooped in and just killed me and him all in one swoop. Like one turn, just boom, boom, took us both out. And he was so mad that I did that, like, because I was gonna die for sure, because I got the shaft. Somehow I got somewhere. It was really bad, and I don't remember where, but like I just wall after wall of just people I just threw at him on purpose to just destroy his army, and then my fiance just comes in and kills everybody. So
because you guys were just duking it out, and she's just like building up troops.
That's exactly what happened. Like every turn, like he would try to go blow through he'd make a little bit advance, and then I'd build up my troops and then just come in and just destroy him. And it was so funny. Like it was such a fun time. But he wasn't too happy with the outcome, so it's whatever.
Yeah, I want to bring it back to just different genres that are on Twitch, like gaming genres. I know that Twitch now are going to be releasing their own live stream game called Sing, or Sings. It's Sings with an S. And so I just had to make sure I got this right before I started talking about it.
Yeah.
It's the singing game, just kind of like karaoke. But there's a lot of people that have played karaoke games on Twitch before, but this one is like made by Twitch, which is actually the first time we've seen Twitch create a video game, which is kind of exciting because you keep seeing a lot of companies keep jumping into this gaming world. And I think that, you know how we were talking like Amazon might be jumping into it, but I think they're doing it through Twitch because they have like a streaming platform.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of how they're going to, take their stab at it. But the interesting thing about this karaoke game is that it's kind of like powered by chat and chat interaction, just because like I feel like the interaction that it has, like, okay, they can vote on what song they want to play next. They can kind of
really cool.
Give you challenges, kind of like, oh, you got to sing in this kind of funny voice or something like that. Like kind of give the chat a way to interact with you and kind of play against you a little bit or play with you.
Yeah.
Which I think that's a genre I feel like is lacking just a little bit on Twitch. I know that there are some games, like there's Jackbox, there's Marbles. There's some games that allow you to really interact with chat more than just talking.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's like a genre that's kind of lacking. I really hope kind of takes off with Twitch kind of like pioneering it. Like if you log into Twitch and you're like, hey, there's these types of games to play, and they start kind of promoting them, then that genre might start taking off. Because I know there are games that can integrate with your own Twitch chat. You kind of log into the game and say, hey, this is my Twitch channel, and it will go in there and kind of like monitor your chat and help that interact with your game. I know that, but the thing is, I feel like a lot of those games kind of aren't, I don't feel like they're kind of developed with like a big budget. And I feel like that with Twitch kind of taking the lead, I think, in this genre, that they're going to be a lot bigger budget games. There's going to be a lot more to do. Because I feel like,
I don't think that budget has anything to do with what they need to do with it in general. I mean, I think that they hit the nail right on the head when they try to get their chat involved, because they understand that partners, people that actually want chat interaction, that thrive off of it, will actually utilize it. And it'd be really beneficial for them to actually just play this game, because why wouldn't you? Like you said, we've seen other singing games, and just the way they pan out. I mean, it's really fun, and you get a lot of Twitch clips, which gets obviously Twitch's name out there by, you're like, dude, check out this guy singing A Whole New World by Aladdin, singing Jasmine's part, and just, hitting that high note. And it's really funny to see. And then they send it to their friend, and they're like, oh, it's Twitch. You watch people stream? Like, but I think this is kind of funny, so maybe I'll check it out, kind of thing, I think it's really smart for Twitch to do that.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people might like utilize it also just to kind of promote themselves.
Of course.
They have like you're like, oh, if I come in and watch them on stream, I can interact with them. I know a lot of times it's kind of like with a lot of streamers out there that I feel like there's always somebody promoting like themselves, and you're like, oh, well, who do I really want to spend time watching? Because like to really get like the most out of your time watching a streamer, you need to spend more than just a minute in there.
Yeah.
You want to spend a couple minutes, maybe 10, 20, or I don't know, however long. So I think having a game that really encourages that interaction will help a lot of Twitch streamers grow.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's just like I was saying, like the budget. I feel like that most companies don't feel like putting the money towards it. Like, I'm not saying that the games are very like lackluster. I feel like it's just that there's not a lot of them being in development.
I gotcha. Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's companies that are kind of like, oh, do I want to spend money on making this kind of game? You know, like it's always really weird. Like companies always don't want to take that risk. They don't want to be like guys that are like, oh, we put out a game and then it was too early. You know, they don't want to be the first ones to make that battle royale game. They don't want to be the, you know, and then when everybody starts becoming popular, all of a sudden everybody's doing it. And you're like, well, then it just feels like, you know, they're just trying to get, you know, catch on the trend, make the money that's there. They see it. And I hope that that's what I was saying. I hope with Twitch that like a lot more companies are saying like, oh, hey, let's make one of these. Let's make one of these games and see what happens. But I know that karaoke games, I guess the only problem with that is that there's a licensing issue on all those, you know, songs. Yeah. So I think Twitch is probably pulling off of Amazon's sound library that they probably have access to.
Honestly, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah.
So
right, and they have such a strong, I guess, tie with Twitch and between Twitch and Amazon. I mean, I'm assuming that's what they would do.
Find resources to pull together and do that. Because I'm thinking having a game development branch from Twitch and Amazon, like obviously that was a whole new team that had to be created. So I'm sure they pulled resources from, you know, both. And I don't know. I'm just really excited for this genre of video games to be released where there's a lot of interaction where, I don't know, like it kind of like gives you ideas like what kind of game would I want to play that would, you know, I could be like, if I was just sitting there watching somebody play and I could interact with them a little bit, what kind of game would be fun to play, you know? Because after a while, there's going to probably be, like, you know, with karaoke, I'm sure there's going to be a ton of karaoke clones for, you know, Twitch.
Mixer.
Yeah.
You know, all the other ones. Yeah. I mean.
But I was just like, thinking, like, I hope that there's some kind of genre with maybe, like, I can imagine somehow somebody's going to find a way to incorporate shooters into this. Because that's a very popular genre on Twitch.
I mean, how so? Explain. I just want you to explain now.
I don't know how that game would go. I'm sure somebody will think of some kind of genre that will, like maybe a zombie mode where like
kind of like an arcade kind of thing, like tag in player.
You could jump in. I'm trying to brainstorm an idea, but you know, I'm guessing like you could just like jump into chat, type something in, boom, now you're a zombie in the game, and you get to see your own little name come in, and then you get to see who is the guy that's going to kill the guy that's, you know, trying to survive.
Or he could be on the other end of it and be like, okay, well, chat can spawn as a zombie and try to kill, you know, whoever's streaming live on Twitch and just get their name out there, kind of thing.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. Like that's like how I would imagine it going.
I thought
streaming is. Yeah, the person streaming the game is the one trying to kill all the zombies.
I got you. Okay, I didn't. I wasn't following, but now I get what you're saying. We're on the same. We're on the same page. No, you're fine.
Yeah, it's like I imagine that's like somehow how the game would go down, but I try to think of how would that be entertaining for.
Well, kind of like Left 4 Dead. Did you ever play Left 4 Dead?
Well, I'm trying to think, like, would they respawn every time, like, that you killed somebody? Or
yeah, I mean,
would that be a one-off thing? Like,
so
I think what would be the...
well, Left 4 Dead, they did something... Well, they had a mode which, you know, you're four survivors trying to obviously get to the next safe room, and then you go against four people that are playing as special zombies. So, like, they had the smoker and the spitter and the tank and stuff like... You know what I'm saying? Like, it's pretty cool just because, you know, you spawn constantly. You can spawn yourself in different places to try to, like, tactically set up so you can take out the survivors. Maybe they'll do something like that. That'd be pretty awesome.
Right. But I'm trying to think, like, how would... I guess, like, the way you'd interact through chat. Because I can't imagine you would play the game through chat. Like, you're typing, like, ba-da-da-da-da-da, do this, this, this. Like, after a while, the chat's just going to be blowing up with just, like, bleh. You know, you want it to still be readable if you were to interact with them.
Yeah.
I guess you would just choose what kind of zombie you want your person to be when you jump in the game. Like, okay, let's all like coordinate in chat to be like, let's, you know, have like this many people being like 50% this type of zombie, 25% this.
But would the bigger streamers play something like that is the question. I mean, then you get random people that are able to hop into their games and, you know what I mean? I think they want a more controlled environment than just having random people just be like, all right, I'm going to spawn as a zombie, and then if I kill him, I get my name on there kind of thing. They don't want to reward people that, you know, might be
having troll names or something.
Yeah, and that would suck, you know. You would see a really horrible name pop up on screen because they beat you. I mean, that's the thing. Like, if you're Twitch, I mean, you got to think about that as well because people, you know, If there's a will, there's a way. People are just going to try to take advantage of whatever they possibly can and just mess with everybody. So,
yeah, I mean, I think that'd be an interesting game to just play where like there's different waves where people.
oh yeah, but I mean, then you see something crazy,
podcast, steal our idea, and it's going to be out there, and we can wish that we developed the game.
Oh yeah, please make one of the survivors named Pescador. I'll be happy about that. I'll definitely play it.
Yeah, I hope that's a new genre that comes about on Twitch. I think that would actually bring a lot more people that are already not on Twitch onto Twitch, just as spectators, because that's what a lot of Twitch streamers want, is they want more people on the platform to watch. Because right now I think there's a lot of streamers out there competing for viewers, and if there are more viewers out there, then it might make it easier to...
well, I mean, it's a win-win for Twitch, though. I mean, more viewers, more money, more bits being thrown, so might as well make it in chat engaging, because I think that Twitch gets, you get more people involved, more bits want to be thrown. I mean...
Yeah, I guess you could say that, like, what if an idea, just kind of going back to it, what if there's some way to incorporate bits, donations into your, like, I'll pump up my zombie real quick, like make them level, level 50 boss.
All right, microtransactions for Twitch. Jeez, oh man, can you imagine?
I'm just trying to think.
It's a good business model. There you go. Hire Jemshi and I for business models. We'll come up with stuff right away. We'll empty people's pockets out. No, but I think that that'd be ridiculous. Just having people buff up their characters by dropping bits. You'd see people just destroying kids because they have, like, I see people drop like 2,000, 4,000, 5,000 bits, like, constantly each stream. Like, can you imagine those people just dropping those money? Like, the game wouldn't even be fun.
Stream.
I mean, yeah, the streamer would be loving it, but like people are trying to play that just like honestly don't have much money. They're just like, I'll put 500 bits on this, and someone drops 5,000. You're like, well, great. Like, what's the point of even playing?
The objective is to work together as chat to defeat.
Maybe they have a bit cap. That'll make it level playing field for everyone. A bit cap is at 1,000.
Like as a streamer, I wouldn't want. If I was like, if somebody's willing to donate.
Well, I'm saying there's other rounds. But I'm saying there's other rounds, so they can put 5,000 over like 5 games. I mean, if it's the cap's like 1,000 per round, and they want to join in, they just drop 1,000 each round, and they can have their character up to whatever level, whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Level playing field, man.
It depends. I think we might have to just also have another venture of our own where we start developing games like this for Twitch.
I think people will call us the next EA of trying to like reach into people's pockets and just taking money. Jeez, oh man.
Hey, if we're helping streamers make a career on Twitch, I feel like that's a respectable venture.
Yeah, if it was all given back to the members, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, the thing is, we would be EA only if we were taking a cut of all those bit donations.
Or a large cut.
Yeah, like imagine if every time they donated bits, it was like, oh, well, now you owe us money.
Or like the game was just completely crap, and then we're just like, more microtransactions instead of fixing the actual game, then we could be EA. So,
yeah, that's true. I mean, that's the thing, is that if we turn into EA, see, I don't want to say anything now. What if we actually do make this game and we start actually having these transactions? People are going to pull up this podcast, say, hey, remember that time when you said you wouldn't do this? So
don't get me wrong. They have a great business model. I mean, if I was a business, that's a fantastic way to approach it. I mean, they just need to make money, but it makes me frustrated. Let's be honest.
That would be my answer to all the future criticism that I may get is that I need to make money, and if I can't make money, then I can't make games. So,
all right.
Well, there's no incentive, right? If I don't make enough money, then I'm just going to do something else.
Yeah, or you're just getting your hands on the money, man. I mean,
I guess you would have. I don't know. There'd be a lot of ways to do that where like it's a paid subscription to use the bit donation model.
Jeez, look at you, Mr. Greedy, just thinking about all these ways to make a little bit more moolah.
When you have to watch all these companies find all these different techniques to make money, you start wondering, it starts rubbing off.
Yeah, but you can't. What the thing is, you got to be the Elon Musk. Let's go back to that and say you got to be the Elon Musk of new game development or new platform development. You got to be the new something for someone to be like, that's a good idea, because Twitch can just take our idea, do it better, and then we just be gone. We're just another...
I think Twitch would just have to buy us. That's what we got to hope for. Twitch buys us out, pays us a couple million.
Yeah. Sure. We'll work with them on that. I'll give them the name, the copyright, all that. It's all yours. It's all yours.
And thank you for listening to this episode of the Rad Gaming Podcast. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and rate and subscribe to us on iTunes or wherever else you listen to podcasts. We release a new episode every Wednesday and Friday. And as always, stay rad, comrades.